Hello YouTubers! So I've been inundated with a request for another video on my welder, and it was just so that after about 2 weeks I broke one of my ramps. So I'm repairing my ramps, so I want to do a bit of welding, so I thought, right, I shall plonk it on YouTube for you. I've been doing a bit of practicing. It's just some scrap metal. I have access to a friend who can get me some offcuts, so I've just been welding bits and various pieces of metal together, and I've been doing all right with the arc welder. I have arc welded before, so I've been having well. I've never TIG welded though. I would like to learn how to use a TIG welder, but I could do with a little bit more help with that. So this is what I'm going to be welding. It's my car ramp. I put a bit too much weight on it and it's buckled. You can see it's just there, it's buckled. And round the other side it's completely snapped. So what I'm going to do, I want to make it even stronger. Same friend who got me the offcuts has again got me some more offcuts of square 3mm 25mm by 25mm tubes, which is going to go up to there. So I'm going to bend it back. I'm going to weld some square tubes, which will be really strong, from there to there basically. What I've done so far, I'm just cleaning the area up that I'm going to be welding. So you can see down there, I've just, with my grinder, just got it all nice and clean. I've done all around the edges as well. I've got to do the top bits yet as well. But, I've done the bottom runs. So I'm going to do the top runs, just getting it ready to weld. This bit here is snapped as well, so I'm going to clean that up and just lift it up a little bit and re-weld that as well. Luckily I've got the offcuts, because these ramps are not that expensive. You can buy them in Alfred's for about 10-15 quid, and you can spend more than that on metal these days quite easily with postage and everything. But if you're having friends in the right places, he's managed to source me this nice tube. It's 25mm by 25mm. He's got me a nice couple of feet of it. So this is the length I'm cutting them off to, and I've just took the measurements off the one that hasn't bent, and I'm going to plonk him in there like so and weld them in place, top and bottom. Now, seeing as I've got more than enough to do that one, and that one broke, I don't want this one breaking whilst I'm underneath it, so what I might do is weld this one as well. So I've got enough, so I'll just reinforce this one with another couple as well, just to make it a bit stronger, because I don't want it breaking when I'm underneath the car. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just cleaning them up tonight. It's getting a bit late now, and then I'm going to actually do the welding tomorrow morning. But for now, I'm just going to do that one for now, and then I can do this one anytime. So there's nothing wrong with this one at the moment, but it's just a case of making it stronger so it doesn't ever go on me. And that one, I'll do that tomorrow morning and see how we get on with it. There's always one bit you can't get the axle grinder into, isn't it? I've done it all. I've just got to get this bit clean, and then we can start, well, bend it back into shape and get it where I want it to, and then I can start welding. Right, and there she is, all set up and all ready to go. I'm not a professional welder by any means. In fact, I'm rather rubbish at it. So this is me just having a go. Now, I've never really much clue as to what voltage to put on, so I tend to go by my packet on the welding rods, and I'm welding at 3mm, so I've got 3mm in. It's saying 105 to 135, so I've plonked it on 105. We'll see how it goes. If it's not very good, I'll turn it up a bit, but I've always found it's best to be too low than too high and melt everything. So if it's I can always turn it up a little bit, see how we go. I haven't got a special container for me welding rods yet. I just keep them inside the house so they don't get damp. I am going to get myself something to keep them in, because you're not supposed to get the moisture in the air get to them. Right, so what we're going to do, so I've got myself all set up. Because my black square tubing has got paint on it, I've grinded that off in the areas that I'm going to weld, as well as on the ramp. And my first one, I'm going to weld it at the bottom, just there, and I've done that shiny bit, and that's going to go against there once it's pulled into shape. I'm going to weld it, and then I'm going to pull that up into position, and then weld it into position from there. That is the plan. Other equipment, obviously I've got my good quality welding gloves. Don't go for the cheap ones. Those are the cheap ones that I bought off eBay, and they're rubbish. They must be like, they're not even half the thickness of my decent ones, and it gets too hot for me to keep hold of the metal. So I now use these for the angle grinder and nothing else. They're rubbish at welding. They go in there. Got myself one of them half decent welding masks, and it's one of them self-dimming ones that dim as soon as you strike, so you can see what you're doing. And I've got my chipping hammer. So we shall have a go. And for those of you watching, be kind of your comments. I am a beginner welder. I am by no means a professional. Right, let's have a go. Right. Okay. I've no idea what that will look like on the camera. However, it seems to go rather well. Of course, something I did forget was my wire brush. Always have a wire brush. Now, well, that's my first weld. Not a very good one, I have to say, but we'll do that again and see how we get on. See if I can do a better one. At least it's tacked it in place, so I don't have to hold it no more. Right then. Attempt 2. I think I welded it a bit quick. I should take my time with it a bit more now. It's in place. I'm going to hold it. That looks like it's done a better job. Try and get a decent view of it. There we go. So that's me welder done. Better weld. There was a tiny bit of a hole just there, so I think it might be a little bit high. I'll knock it down from 105 volts to 100 volts. See if that's any better. Okay, oh crikey, touched them then. Try not to touch things. And go through that. Alright. Still put a bit of a hole in. There's still a bit of a hole. Making holes. I don't want to make holes. Don't want to make holes. Come on, I'll see if I can cover the hole up. Now I've made the hole smaller. Another weld over that and the hole will be gone. We shall have a good weld in a minute. Not a perfect weld, but a weld. Right, another quick run. Oh, I've stuck to it now. There we go. There we go. I like it when it goes like that now. I've undone my damage. It ain't pretty, but it'll hold. Actually, that might be a small one there. So let's take my helmet off. Right. Well, there you go, that's the weld I've just done. I think there was the smallest, tiniest little hole just there, which I made. So it's not brilliant, but it will hold. It will hold. It will do the job. Right. Well, there we go, I've got them both in place now. Just brought it outside because you can see the welds better. My second one's gone slightly better. Let's see if it zooms in. Focuses, it's not the best camera in the world, this. That's my first weld. So that was my first one. And I say, at least it's not structurally, I mean the joints are actually going to get pushed together rather than pulled apart. So even if it is terrible welding, it doesn't matter too much. But it seems to be doing the job. I've got to weld the bottom bits now, and then I mean there's no strength in these at all, which is half the reason why it bent. This is why I've gone for square tubing. But it sits there nicely. Once I've welded it all together at the bottom, it should be fine. Stronger than the day it left the factory. Right, I'll take another clip in a bit. Bye bye. Right then, so ready to do the bottom bit now, and to get it back into shape I'm using my car jack. And what I've done basically, nice and simple, I've measured the distance on that one which isn't broken, and I've got it in the same place, the same measurements on that, by just using the jack and jacking it so it's in the same bit. And basically all I've got to do now is weld it. There we go. There's my first weld down there. Now he's in place. I can release my clamp now. Don't need him, and he'll be all in place now. Right. Keep on going. There we go. There's my first weld down there. Now he's in place. I can release my clamp now. Don't need him, and he'll be all in place now. Right. Keep on going.